I beat Resident Evil 4 as HUNK. Here's how that went. I had a lot of fun with this challenge, even though it was actually difficult. The only thing that's really special about HUNK is his neckbreaker melee attack that I can use on certain enemies. What made this challenge difficult for me was that I could only use his custom TMP that he has in Mercenaries. For the TMP stats, it had a 1.8 firepower, which is zero point 0.8 more than the actual custom TMP in Mercenaries. It had a 0.10 firing speed, a 1.17 reload speed, and the capacity for the TMP in this run was 250. And I know that the capacity in the Mercenaries version is 100, but I changed it to compensate for it being the campaign and not just a Mercenaries mode. Speaking of Mercenaries mode, HUNK does not have a knife to open boxes with, just like in the Mercenaries mode in this game. I always found this strange because HUNK uses a knife in the combat style that he created called Close Quarters Quarantine Battle Zone, but because of not having a knife, I made sure to compensate myself with enough ammo to take out enemies and open the boxes. We finally made it to the first boss, Del Lago. This boss fight ends the same every time, but he did knock me off the boat a couple times, which doesn't usually happen. Right after Del Lago, we are met with a mini-boss, El Gigante. I didn't have any problems fighting it because I usually use the TMP to fight him anyways. However, he did kill me because I tried to climb on his back and I pressed the wrong button on accident. Earlier in the video, I said I could use the neckbreaker melee attack on certain enemies. The only enemies I found I could do it to were the Ganados and Dr. Salvador's, which sounds super useful until you actually play and realize there's a small handful of Dr. Salvador's you actually have to face, and a very large variety of enemies that you can't use the neckbreaker on. While I was playing through the game as HUNK, I felt like HUNK took more damage than what Leon usually takes. I don't have any evidence of this, but there's certain things that would hit me and would either instant kill me or drain most of my health that don't normally do that, but that proved to be a huge problem for a future boss. Right after the cabin fight, I decided to go the El Gigante route for this run, since I can effortlessly take out these El Gigantes as long as there's not two of them. Right after the battle with El Gigante, I met with a very beautiful smile and a pat on the back from the Big Cheese, or as he's also known as, Betorres Mendez. With my first approach, I tried to utilize the red barrel on the bottom level, but things didn't go as I planned. With my second approach, I tried to use my grenades and TMP more to take him down, and that seemed to work. After breaking my way into the castle, I'm met almost immediately by the second act's version of a mini-boss, the Garrador. With my first attempt going wrong because of a keyboard malfunction, my second attempt went a lot more smoothly. Speaking of Garradors, after doing some off-camera mining, I ran into not one, but two Garradors, which weren't as difficult as the next boss I was about to face. Just a few rooms after that, I am met with the boss I couldn't beat. I really tried to take him down, but he killed me several times, and the last time I was actually able to use all the tanks, it wasn't enough to kill him, so I left. Shortly after, I'm met by two El Gigantes. At this point, Salazar is really throwing everything he's got at me. I felt I needed to utilize the lava trap in order to survive this predicament. The minecart went a lot easier than it normally does. Since I was confined to only using the TMP, I focused more on trying to knock the Ganados off their platform so I wouldn't have to deal with them in the minecart. After the minecart area, we are met with the Salazar boss fight. This was super underwhelming, but let's be honest, when has he ever been difficult to beat? While in the third act of Resident Evil 4, I am met with the biggest bullet sponges in the game, Regenerators. Sure, I could have just avoided them, but I didn't want to do that so I could make this run a little bit more harder on myself. After a while of playing this game, I ran into the boss that really made me question beating this game, U3. This boss fight went wrong for me from the start and lasted all the way to the end. With the quick time events in the cage and just overall difficulty in his final form, this boss really meant business, but not as much business as this next boss. Now here's a boss that saw my goal and stopped at nothing to make it seem near impossible to beat. This boss fight alone took me 2 days to actually develop a good enough strategy to beat. It actually got so bad, I almost called it quits. I tried using a strategy where I utilized my grenades to beat Krauser, but after a day of doing that, I decided to give it a rest and sleep on it. All day at work the next day, all I could think about was how to beat him. I finally just decided to use only the TMP because throwing grenades wasted stun time, which is the amount of time it takes for Krauser to get up from being crouched on his knee. At the end of that day, I finally achieved victory. Shortly after that nightmare, I have to battle Sadler, the final boss. This fight was kinda challenging, but nothing compared to Krauser. But anyways, I really had to focus on Sadler's weak points since I couldn't use some overpowered weapon to take him down, but I did get the job done. While I rode the jet ski out of the tunnels, I really took some time to think about how cool it was playing this game as one of Resident Evil's most badass characters. Here's my results screen. My hit ratio was 68%. Not very good, but understandable since I was using the TMP. Enemies killed was only 616. I was really trying to speedrun this, and I was trying to get this done and put out there as quick as possible. Clearly, that didn't happen because I had some personal things going on. Anyways, number of times killed, 36. Not very good, but I also didn't have a giant wing coming out of my arm to save me. Clear time, 4 hours, 11 minutes, and 57 seconds. That is my quickest time right now. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. It helps me out a ton. You don't have to subscribe, but if you do, you will see more content like this on your page. So if you like it, hit that subscribe button. And tell me in the comments who you'd like to see me play next. We'll see you in the next video.